Well, we're continuing on our journey as a team, and it's just as people, they're a really good group to be around each day. And we've talked about the path of improvement, of how it's never a straight line. And even though we had a string of some losses, I thought our team came back to work each day with a focus on how to get better and use that information and experience to then propel ourselves forward. And I thought we saw that in the Rice game on Saturday. They're a very tough cover. They were a team that was really challenging to guard, but the team, our guys, just really stayed together. I thought their energy was fantastic, and to see them be able to push through into the overtime period and play the best basketball was really a great thing to see. So now for us, it's just taking it forward and be able to go on the road against a Wichita State team that's really good at home, that has a lot of different pieces to score, and the way they defend is unique. So this is all about just us continuing on that path of improvement.
Questions? Played Wichita State already in a really close game here. How much can you? Oh, sorry. How much can you take away from that game? How much is it? How much do they look similar now? Because it feels like they continue to kind of take some steps versus the team that you guys saw back then.
Yeah, this is just the second time that we've played someone for the second time. We had that with Rice, and with that comes the information from that first game and the things that didn't go well, the things that did go well. We know that they're very dangerous in transition. They hurt us on that in the first half. We were able to be better in the second half in that regard. But we also know they've been in so many close games, and especially at home with going to the wire in overtime with FAU. They played Charlotte very tough on the road recently. They're a talented team. They've played some really good basketball in moments. I think they're better. I think we're better too from that first time around. It's all going to come down to being able to take care of the basketball, be able to take away their easiest baskets, and we've got to find a way to play some clean offense and get off to a good start.
I feel like a guy that really hasn't been talked about this season and the way that he has grown is Carlos Williams. Talk about how he just keeps improving, especially down this stretch of conference play.
Well, Carlos is a guy that, again, his freshman year in junior college, he was about 260 pounds, 265 pounds in their center. And now he's down to around 225 pounds and is playing more like a stretch four. It always takes time, and we knew that with really our whole team, but Carlos is developing into a guy who's become more consistent from three. He's been able to be in a couple matchup areas that we get him around the basket, and we just want to continue to have him grow into a guy that could guard all five players on the floor and continue to develop his offensive game. But he's become a very key part to our team in how we want to operate on both sides of the ball.
Where do you think? Oh, sorry. Where do you think Matt Reed has evolved most? What part of his game has evolved most since he started?
Yeah, you think about that last game in the second half. He was in foul trouble early, but in the second half, he gets 7 points. He then finds PJ on a little backdoor play. I just think his confidence, but overall, just how comfortable he is in the way that we play and what it is that we're asking him to do. He doesn't mind contact one bit. He's just continue to figure out, and this is really for all freshmen, the speed of the game and how things operate. But we love Matt. He is an everyday guy. He comes to work every single day. I just think he's gotten better and better.
And it seems like Isaiah's been doing a little bit better shooting the ball. What have you worked on with him to try to get, I mean, maybe you're trying to get him to be the catch and shoot guy, but I guess how have you seen him improve as well?
Yeah, we want Isaiah to be a little bit of everything. He's a guy that he can slash, he can get above the rim, and also we've asked him to guard the other team's really good wing player. He's also developed into a guy that can be that really good catch and shoot. And I've said this, I think, before to this group, that when Keaston Willis got injured and out for the season, we needed other guys to step up from the perimeter, and he's been one of those guys. I think his shooting, he goes 4 or 5 the other night, and so much of that was, yes, he was ready to shoot, he was prepared, he's put in time, but his teammates really found him, and we had much better ball movement. We were able to deliver the basketball on time and in good spots, and he was ready to knock it down, and he did.
Coach, if you were asked by, say, Dick Vitale, a guru who's been around the game of basketball, why would I consider P.J. Haggerty as a freshman All-American? If you're asked that question by someone, who's been in the business for a long time, what would your response be to that?
Well, first, I would say you could just look at numbers and ask yourself a number of questions. And I think as you look through history and the significance of certain facts, he's got the most freshman of the weeks of any freshman in our league. He's one of the top scorers in the country at over 20 a game now. If you just look at league play, it's even higher than that. And then also some of the metrics. I saw a stat the other day that was shared with me that of all the transfers in the country right now, if you look at scoring and assists and rebounding, he ranks as fourth of all transfers with production. So, and then of course you look at just on our team and the impact that he has on our team in one of the better basketball leagues in the country. I know that there's a lot of players out there, and I know there's a special group, but his impact and what he's done has great significance, and I think he's one of the best freshmen, certainly, if not the best in the country.
I don't think we'll get to talk to you before the Charlotte game, right? Anyways, so kind of looking a little bit ahead, given the way that the last game ended, how do you help manage the emotions going into the game against Charlotte?
Well, we talk all the time about, and there's that we want to play with emotion but not get emotional. And emotion has control. Emotional, you're out of control. It's that simple distinction for us. And so with any team we play, I think there's always an aspect of getting yourself in a mental place of playing really, really hard but with great poise. And that game will be no different than any other. We want to play with an edge, but we want to play with great control.